Sunday's weather, cloudy with a chance of rain mainly before noon, then gradually becoming mostly sunny. High will be near 42. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Low temperature around 25 with a west wind 10 to 16 miles per hour with wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour. Monday, mostly sunny, high near 38. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high near 43.
Currently outside our Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio here on Park Avenue in Woonsocket, the temperature is 37 degrees.
ON Radio.
Good morning and welcome to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. I'm Kevin Callahan. We hope to have Pat back in studio next week as he's battling his health issues that he's chronicling on Facebook. If you have the chance, go up to Patrick Holland on Facebook. Consider donating to his GoFundMe. He's battling some serious issues, and we hope to have Pat back next week. I think he is listening. I know he posted some stuff on the Facebook page. This morning, I am joined in studio with Blackstone Valley Calling Times sports writer Brendan McGeer. Brendan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Kevin. It's not Friday night high school football, but here we are. Thank you for having me in here to be the co-pilot this morning.
Appreciate it. Didn't know we existed here outside of the fall football season, so it's good to have you in right in the middle of the winter. And congrats, you and Nick Coit being named, help me out, NSMAS Sports Media Award winners, Nick for broadcasting and you for sports writing.
Yes, you nailed it 100% correct. It was great to get that phone call last week. I was actually in the press room at Madison Square Garden finishing up covering the PC St. John's game when I got that phone call. So that was
a good day for you on all fronts.
All fronts, and that was great to get that phone call, and tremendous to hear that Nick also got that broadcast award, because obviously it's been a tough year for Nick. He's
rather ironic. He's at Channel 6. Gets let go and wins broadcaster of the year.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a reminder of how talented he is as an individual, and he's helping out with the Brown broadcast. I saw he did actually Maine and PC hockey last night.
Yeah, I only got to see a little bit of that game last night, but I saw he was in the glass reporting on Svedbak's injury. He's out 3 to 4 weeks.
Yes, tough one.
Yeah, that's gonna be really tough, PC, for hockey as they want to make their run, and hockey is off to a good start. We'll get to that in a few minutes. So congrats once again to both you and Nick. That's absolutely fantastic. As always, a busy week around here. So let's just get right into it. Let's go around Rhode Island. New England get you caught up. Winter, after capturing 3 national championships and eclipsing 80 feet in the 25-pound weight on 3 occasions, Woonsocket High School senior Shamrock Thune. Am I saying that name right?
They call him Ton sometimes. I've heard Thune, Ton, but Shamrock, call him the Big Sham.
Okay, the Big Sham. Okay, appears to be well on his way toward another season. And remember, the Kennesaw State University commit and 10-time All-American, 10-time, kicked off the 2026 season on an impressive note last Saturday. The RITCA Invitational at the Providence Career and Technical Academy Fieldhouse by taking first place with a season best throw of 81 feet 1 inch, second best throw in the country behind high school athlete, and only 9 3/4 inches behind nation's leader, East Greenwich, Ryan Evans. So Rhode Island doing pretty well in the throwing.
That's going to be a very nice little 1 and 2 duel here as we transition from December to January. And obviously in February for the track, that's their championship season.
I'll put you on the spot. Any idea where Ryan Evans might be going?
I believe it's Ole Miss.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, they're in the news for some football recently.
Yes.
Other reasons.
Tarek Robertson O'Hagan, former Woonsocket High standout, he's down there as well. So that's Rhode Island has done very well in the throwing community the last last 15 years or so.
Well, I mean, here I am asking for the pronunciation of his last name only because I haven't met him. We've covered it. We've mentioned his name quite a bit in the past, and probably more than almost anybody else on the high school circuit. Maybe Evans from Cumberland when he won Gatorade Football Player of the Year. But
Evan Spencer down the URI. But he's it seems like Shamrock, he's really kicked it up a notch this year, and it's going to be fun to watch him and Ryan Evans go back and forth here over the next couple of weeks.
And then over on the girls' side, Woonsocket Junior Avari Karen. Again, another name I've mentioned in the past. She placed 3rd in the 20-pound weight, a throw of 47, 1.5 inches, and 4th in the shot put with a throw of 34, 4 3/4. She entered 2026 ranked 16th in the country with a personal record throw of 49 feet, 11 inches. So it's again, boys and girls are just 16th in the country. That's just, I don't know.
Well,
it's incredible.
one thing to keep in mind, Kevin, is that not every state has the throw.
Right.
They throw the hammer. It's a very select group of, but still, to be ranked 16th in the country,
right,
still very impressive.
Absolutely. So, all right, we'll let you take on the next.
We'll talk about the Rhode Island Hockey Hall of Fame. Will host its third annual Rhode Island High School Hockey Showcase, featuring the best boys and girls high school hockey players in the state on Sunday, February 1st from 2 to 6 p.m. at Providence College's Schneider Arena. The honorary coaches, familiar faces, Ross Brooks, a Rhode Island Hockey Hall of Fame inductee, also a Lincoln resident, former goalie as well, and Bill Army, former Boston College All-American and AHL, IHL player. The honorary girls team coaches will be former URI and Salvia Regina coach Beth McCann and former U.S. Olympian and gold medal winner Vicky, I'll just say Lamorello.
Yeah, that's easier.
Yes, who was also a member of the Rhode Island Hockey Hall of Fame. The showcase, will include 2 games. The girls will be at 2, the boys will be at 4, and each team will feature 20 players. Each side will feature 20 players at over 2 25-minute periods. Admission to the showcase is just $5, and youth league players of all levels wearing their youth jersey will be admitted free of charge when accompanied by a paying adult. A silent auction featuring exclusive hockey memorabilia and collectibles and Rhode Island Hockey Hall of Fame merchandise table will also be set up in the Schneider Arena lobby.
Is that now? It's the 3rd year. Is that something you've covered in the past?
I know we've written about it.
Yes.
So it's good to see that they're continuing to grow it. So it's one of those grow the game opportunities. And I always go back and forth. Like, do you have these showcase events in the middle of the season? Do you wait till you're done? I know basketball, they used to wait until after the season to have like their Coaches Association All-Star game.
Yeah.
Baseball used to have one in the middle of the season. So it's kind of like, do you go back and forth a little bit?
Yeah, so I can see with the spring sports, because they all want to clear out for July and August, and someone's getting ready for football season or vacations. I can see why that would be in the middle of the season as well.
I know soccer does their showcase event after their season as well, but once again,
wow, that's cold. That's wintertime coming in too. So yeah, no, that's always a tough one as well. So also, I know Brenda, you're doing this as well. Keeping a close eye on Lincoln High School boys basketball this season. Something special brewing over there. Though Hendricken, you'll have to explain this to me later on as well. They're ranked number 1 with a 3-0 record. Barrington's number 2.
And 2 of those was against Cumberland, mind you, for Hendricken. But once again, like we always have these discussions about the high school and the power rankings and things like that. It just kind of translates now to a different sport in basketball, where Hendricken hasn't played a ton of games so far yet. Right. They're ranked number 1. And
you could make the Barrington's number 2 with 7-0. Lincoln is number 3, then 9-0. You could make the argument that Lincoln has played half their schedule.
Yeah,
and Hendricken's played a 6th of their schedule. It's crazy, but Lincoln had victories over previously unbeaten Westerly and Shea, so they're coming in number 3. Upcoming games that will define their season. And I know I'm missing a few, but they got Classical at Classical Monday. They're home against Barrington on Tuesday the 20th, and then February 3rd at Hendricken. So those will be 3 big tests. Plus, they got other strong games as well.
So kind of, Lincoln's a little bit similar. They've had a great start. Don't take away from it, but they're kind of getting that little, like the Patriots, where they're not exactly playing the iron so far.
Right.
That changes now on Monday, where you're going to Classical, a team that actually has beaten them in the playoffs the last couple of years. So it's that's going to be a good early test for Jeremy Wilner and his group.
And covering the boys and girls club tournament at Cumberland High School a couple weeks ago, they were clearly the best of the 4 teams. The other 3 teams were kind of close to each other, but Lincoln was head and shoulders, I think, just the best team of the 4.
And what does that group have? They're all defined by seniors, kids who really have played with each other dating back to middle school.
Yes, Pagios leading the way. I think he's averaging close to 30 now.
So. Special player, but Lincoln number 3 in the power rankings,
right? And
Classical number 5. So that's going to be an interesting shift to see what happens.
Absolutely.
Come Monday.
And I always get excited when the local teams start to make a run, especially the public schools start to make a run and start challenging the Hendrickens and LaSalle's of the world. Other local teams in the top 10 in their winter sports season include the Barterville boys basketball at number 6 in Division 2, North Smithfield number 6 in Division 3. In girls basketball, Lincoln's number 9 in Division 2, Barterville's number 6, and Woonsocket is number 8 in Division 3. Cross country, the Cumberland boys, and I should specify, this is out of the north. There's 4 different north, south, suburban and metro.
Yeah, there's metropolitan. There's different divisions.
Yeah. So this is out of the north, but cross country, Cumberland boys are currently number 1, followed by North Smithfield, Barterville, and Lincoln at 3, 4, and 5. And on the girls' side, Cumberland, Lincoln, Barterville, and North Smithfield rank 1, 2, 3, and 4. And lastly, in hockey, the Lincoln boys are ranked number 5 in Division 2. And the Northern Rhode Island girls co-op team,
The Yeti.
The Yeti. I'm assuming that includes our coverage area.
Yes.
They're currently ranked number 2 in Division 1. So, yeah, the Yeti. How many teams represent that?
Co-op? I think it has to at least be 5.
Yeah,
that used to be. Mount St. Charles was part of that too for the longest time,
right?
Before they went off to the prep ranks, but you know, at least Cumberland, Lincoln, Burrell, it's a smorgasbord, as they like to say.
Yeah, when I saw it in there, I'm like, well, that's got to be us. So let's get that going. So
I actually have to give them credit, actually coming up with a catchy nickname, because usually, as a journalist, it's hard to write like North Smithfield / Cumberland / North Smithfield / Burrellville. Like that's a long sentence right there.
Well, I know when we cover a co-op team, by the time we get the whole title out of the co-op team, that we're 2 plays later.
we gotta go commercial at that point.
Exactly. So you have some other high school news you wanted to touch on.
Yes, I do. Actually some transfer portal news. From college. Rashawn Villan, a Woonsocket native, Henrican alum. He announced yesterday via his personal Instagram account that he's going to join the Holy Cross football team after spending the past 2 years at the University of Kentucky. So making the transition from the SEC to the Patriot League. I'm sure his family is thrilled that he'll be playing
home locally,
close to home.
Right.
And also, too, David Lynch, he was an East Greenwich native. He was a quarterback at Pitt the last couple of years. He's going to Holy Cross as well. Henrican alum, too. So it's good to see that the Crusaders are...
Holy Cross picking up some local talent and some good players here.
But good for Rashawn. I remember talking to him because he went out to Kentucky as a preferred walk-on. Brad White was the defensive coordinator for Kentucky. They struggled. They fired their coach at the end of the year, Stoops, and Brad White actually, I think he left to go be the defensive coordinator at Florida. So that kind of leaves a player like Rashawn in limbo, and and obviously coming home, that's a great move. Holy Cross, great school, and they've done pretty well football-wise the last couple of years, too.
And then you got, locally with the football, URI, Marty Crowley called in last week and say that, it was the quarterback and the wide receiver had press conferences to say that they're staying on campus, which kind of blows my mind that you have a press conference to announce that you're staying.
Well, actually, it was a social
right?
media post that, basically, they, it was kind of, it felt staged, but, the guys are calling in, and all of a sudden you're FaceTiming with your star quarterback and your star receiver saying you're staying. So that's great to see.
Kudos to Jim Fleming, who's building something there, something really big or good at URI. Now they'll be playing their games at Centerville Bank Stadium.
But good for Rashawn, coming home and
absolutely,
and I give a player like that. I always say a lot of credit going out there. SEC, that's like the highest level of college football, and I don't care if it's Kentucky, Vanderbilt, or Alabama. That's still a high level of football.
No, that's big time. To come home and Holy Cross. I mean, obviously a tremendous school, tremendous history there as well. So, all right. Speaking of Holy Cross and the college campuses, we'll head over to the local campus. On the local scene, the Bryan Bulldogs men's team lost a 77-63 decision in America East play to UMass Lowell on Thursday night, dropping their overall record to 5-11. Their next play this afternoon at the University at Albany. The Lady Bulldogs are having a little bit more success, 3-0 in conference play, 13-3 overall, and currently on a 6-game win streak. They host the University at Albany. That is really awkward to say, the University at Albany.
Yeah,
of Albany.
That's a tough one.
Today at 2 o'clock at the Chase Athletic Center.
And then we'll go down to Kingston with the status of the URI men's and women's teams. The men, they dropped a tough one the other night to LaSalle, not LaSalle Academy, but LaSalle from Pennsylvania. They're on a 3-game losing streak, all in A10 play. They're off to Davidson today for a 2 p.m. tip, and then return home against VCU on Wednesday. VCU coached by former Bryant head coach Phil Martelli Jr.
Right. That's right, yeah.
And the URI women, they're off to a very good start, 13-2. Could be our best chance to have representation on March Madness.
Yes.
Maybe, along with the Bryant women. Those are probably our neck-and-neck best chances, men's or women's side right now.
Right.
They're perfect 4-0 in A10 play, riding a 7-game winning streak. They host St. Bonaventure today, 1 o'clock at the Ryan Center.
And kind of at the opposite ends of the extreme, with now the Brown Bears, 6-8 overall in men's basketball. They're at Penn today for Ivy League action. Game time 2 o'clock. In keeping, however, with the other local teams' success, the Brown women, they're off to a 9-4 start. They're 1-0 in the Ivy. They're at home today for a 2:00 matchup. And in hockey, however, the struggling 3-13 Bears on the season in the throes of an 8-game losing streak they face St. Lawrence today for a 4:00 puck drop. They just can't seem to get things going over at Meehan Auditorium.
No, it's been tough sledding over there the last couple of years.
Yes.
And we'll go over to the campus of Providence College. The men's basketball team almost completed a sweep this week. We'll talk about the Friars more in our next segment. But we'll go to the men's hockey world, or I should say the lady basketball team first. 98 Lady Friars. They look to get back to the winning ways when they host Villanova tomorrow at Alumni Hall beginning at noon. I believe that's a True TV, national TV game. I can't remember too many times that national TV, sans COVID, actually made its way to Alumni Hall. So I'm sure all the bells and whistles will be out for that.
Cool place to watch a game, too.
Very cool
Alumni
place.
Hall.
And the men's and the hockey team behind freshman goalie Jack Parsons made 26 saves, and Roger McQueen had netted 2 goals, and Julius Schrumpf added a career-high 3 assists in number 18 PC 6-1 win over Maine last night at Schneider Arena. Huge win for the Friars. And the same 2 teams face off today at 6 o'clock at Schneider. PC needs a sweep to turn their season around if they want to make the tournament, the big tournament.
The big tournament. I mean, we've spoken in the past couple weeks. Hockey East is down this year, including PC as an overall. However, it's wide open. So it's there. I was very disappointed that PC hockey split with Alaska Fairbanks last weekend, which should have been a sweep. And then, so now they have to start sweeping some of these weekends. They got Maine, then they got BU and BC coming.
It's all in front of them.
It's all in front of them. But the problem now is they all start beating up on each other, so it's going to be tough to jump up. So if they can take the sweep today. They seem to win the first one. It's the back end, and then as found out last night, Svedback, who has been hockey's goalie of the week on several occasions in the past and once this year already, is out 3 to 4 weeks with a sprained MCL.
That's a tough one.
Ooh, and who knows if he comes back healthy? That's a tough one for a goalie. So good to see that the freshman goalie stepped up yesterday, Jack Parsons. So good luck to the Friars today as they take on Maine, as you mentioned, at 6 o'clock tonight. And sticking with hockey, the Providence Bruins defeated the Bridgeport Islanders 4-1 on Friday night at the Amp for their 3rd straight victory. Matej Blumel posted a goal and assist, while Matthew Potras, good to see his name in the score sheet, and Fabian Lizell each recorded 2 assists. Goaltender Michael DiPietro stopped 24 shots to earn the victory. PBs are in Hartford tonight for a 7:30 puck drop.
And then the New England Lightning, who play out of the Boys and Girls Club in Pawtucket, they are 9-0. They carry that undefeated record into a Saturday game against the Bridgeport Kings. The Lightning currently ranked 4th out of 130 ABA teams. I saw our head coach Jeff Xavier earlier this week. He also coaches basketball at Mount. Asked him how things are going. He said, "Great." Yeah,
I mean, you're ranked 4th at 9-0. Again, we've talked about it. If you like points, you're gonna go see them. They're gonna get 130. I wish they had almost a little bit more foresight. Like the Bruins are on at 1 today. Notice all these college basketball games that are on at 2. NFL playoffs start at 4:30 today, so that's.
Well, we can also make the argument too. At least the Bruins tomorrow, they're playing the Penguins at 5.
Oh,
so and then we know there's a big football game taking place at Foxborough
tomorrow night.
But
if you're just sticking around, you're just a Pats fan, head down to the Pawtucket Boys and Girls Club, check out the Lightning. And I just read about this today, right before coming in. Special event at Gillette Stadium.
Yeah,
Thursday, March 26th. Did you know about that?
I did not know about this. I guess this is our World Cup primer.
Yeah, Brazil will take on France Thursday, March 26th. It's an exhibition, but it's something. Oh shoot! It's like I'll find it in the commercial break. But it's a 26. It's got the number 26. It's this whole exhibition series leading up to the World Cup. And so Thursday, March 26th, Brazil will take on France at Gillette Stadium. Tickets go on sale Tuesday morning at 10 through Ticketmaster for that game. I'm like, oh wow, it's not just a friendly. I think it's gonna be like a real tune-up type match. So
which is great because it kind of like gets that excitement several months out in advance.
Yeah, and it was funny. I read the Sun Chronicle. I live in Attleboro. It wasn't even in the sports section. It was in the Attleboro section of the paper. So didn't even know about this. All right, so when we come back, we want to hear from you. 401-766-1240. We're going to get into a little PC basketball talk. I left them for dead last week at this exact time, said they have a must-win game.
I have a
St.
great
John's.
stat that I will bring up when we come back.
All right, and then in the last part, we're going to get into a lot of football. There's also the national championship game is set, playoffs are set. Brendan and I might make some predictions, and when previously mentioned, there is a game tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Just a bit of a big game.
Exactly. So join us, 401-766-1240, and you can join us in the Chief Seats on WOON, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and WoonSocketRadio.com.
Stay on top of your vehicle's maintenance. Good advice from State Line Service and Tire and their full service, including suspension systems, transmission maintenance, heating and air conditioning, emission control testing, and addressing computer problems. Don, Kevin, and Sean believe in staying on top. Check their website for money-saving coupons, StatelineAutoservice.com. They can also provide your service history and automatic service reminders. State Line Service and Tire, 1209 Social Street, Woonsocket.
When you're ill and need same-day care, remember North Smithfield Urgent Care and Lincoln Urgent Care for affordable and accessible care. You'll always be seen by a board-certified physician who will assess the problem and make you feel safe and reassured. Check their websites for convenient patient and medical forms, which you may fill out before the visit. North Smithfield Urgent Care, 594 Great Road, North Smithfield, 768-3400. And Lincoln Urgent Care, 2 Wake Robin Road, Lincoln, 333-9595.
Woonsocket Door Sales can handle all types of projects, from the simpler residential installations to the more complex commercial projects. They install, service, and repair. Garage doors are also an important facet of home and business security, since garages contain some of your valuable items like vehicles, tools, and small equipment. Visit their website at WoonsocketDoorSales.com and see a gallery of designs and styles, as well as testimonials from their satisfied customers from many surrounding towns. Woonsocket Door Sales, 1 Biltmore Avenue, Cumberland, 767-3448. Their reputation for sales and service is ironclad, just like their doors. Woonsocket Door Sales, 767-3448.
When disaster strikes, trust the experts at ServiceMaster by Gilmore. From water and fire restoration to mold remediation and emergency cleanup, we've been restoring peace of mind for over 40 years, now proudly serving all areas, including our newest service location in Rhode Island. No job is too big or too small. Day or night, we're here for you. Call ServiceMaster by Gilmore at 1-800-783-0552 or visit us at the web at www.svmgilmore.com. Restoration done right every time.
We're always here for you. ON Radio.
And welcome back to the Chief Seats with Pat Kevin. I'm joined by Brendan McGear. And let's go right to the phones. And let's see who is on the line. Welcome to the Chief Seats.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Marty, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. We got Brendan in studio with us this week. I think you know who he is.
I'm well aware of that. Award-winning reporter for the Woonsocket Call for Tucker Times, Brendan McGear.
Yes.
Thank you, Marty. How are you? Good morning.
Good, doing well, thank you. I have a live field report coming to you from Cumberland High School this morning, where the annual John D. Gorman Memorial Wrestling Tournament is set to take off shortly. 17 high schools are here in our annual tournament. Teams from Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island set to do battle. Looking forward to a great day of wrestling here at the Wellness Center.
Yeah, that's always one of the crown jewels of the winter season up at Cumberland High School, and usually it's over MLK weekend, but it's bumped up a week earlier, and scheduling as it is, good to see a very good turnout coming to the Wellness Center today.
Yeah, a lot of good teams. Sanford, Maine is here, another high-quality program. Bristol Eastern out of Connecticut, Danbury, Connecticut, North Attleboro, Mass, Plymouth South, and we have some Rhode Island powers here as well. LaSalle is here, Lincoln, BVP Central Falls, of course, Cumberland. We're in it, North Providence. So we're looking forward to a great day of wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, come on by and watch high school wrestling at its best.
Speaking of that, Marty, I think next week we'll hopefully, by this time next Saturday, hopefully have some news about a potential baseball coach.
Yeah, we're going to interview process will come this week. We've put together a search committee. We had multiple candidates, Brendan, And so we're looking forward to the opportunity to continue the football program forward. We were very fortunate that, the coaches we've had in our program, as you're well aware, as you guys are well aware, Steve Rocky did a great job in his 1 year here, but he left to accept a position as pitching coach at his alma mater at Johnson and Wales. And before that, obviously, Jared Cardoso did a phenomenal job bringing home that title a few years ago.
And Andy Tukin before him, who actually added some baseball stats to his personal ledger last summer. You can read about that in an upcoming story in the Call Times. But busy week for Marty. It's also the track team also in action today, I believe, at the old PCTA, the World Trophies Invitational. That season's in full swing, as well as basketball and hockey.
Yeah, you hit January, and shout out to Andy, of course, too, who was our former broadcast partner at OON AM and FM on Friday Night Football, and we used to joke with Andy that he had a great completion percentage, but I always teased him that throwing to the guys in the other colored uniform usually doesn't count, but he took it in good stride. But, yeah, the invitationals are starting to hit on weekends, and, mostly for tournaments and things. It's just like wrestling and track is hitting full stride. No more swim tournaments. There used to be swim tournaments in here as well.
Yeah, we should mention about swimming as well. I was over at the Calvert Natatorium the other day. Had a chance to catch up with Jared Zito. He's committed to a continuous swimming career at Bryant, so good news on that front. And looks hopefully maybe the 200 IM relay hopefully has some big things in store for them this winter.
Yeah, they've got a real good chance. Fitzsimmons, Zito, Coots,
Defusco.
Right. They were second off the school record. They set the pool record the other day. Real good guys. Coach Rod McGarry, who was the NFHS Coach of the Year actually last year for boys swimming in Rhode Island. But again, it's just we're fortunate. We have good kids, good athletes, and good coaches to inspire our kids. But it's kind of like that everywhere.
No, and Amari, before we let you go, your big news is if you weren't busy enough running for school committee. Congratulations on taking on yet another challenge. Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that without giving equal airtime, but yeah, we're announcing on Thursday. Just excited for the opportunity to continue the growth of the education in Woonsocket.
Mark, before I let you go, I know there was the Kyle Cares initiative the other day at Rhode Island College that the Interscholastic League puts on. I know that you at Cumberland was once again represented. Just the general takeaways of what is an important topic in high school sports these days.
Yeah, mental health matters, Brendan. That's the bottom line. That Jim Johnson, the founder of the Kyle Cares Foundation, based out of North Attleboro, Massachusetts, the Johnson family lost Kyle. He took his own life at the age of 19, had mental health issues, but you never know it. Always smiling, a student athlete, very popular in his class, and the battles that teenagers face, not only student athletes, but teenagers in general face. And so, Kyle Cares Foundation, the third annual summit was held at Island College. They also hold one in Massachusetts up at Gillette Stadium. And it's a wonderful thing. There are breakout sessions for the kids to do. And we kind of revolve out. It's currently around athletics, where athletic events will do greenouts. At the lunches, we will do things at lunches for mental health awareness and collaboration with, the mental health here at the high school. And it was very well attended. 30 high schools were there. Many high schools do have active minds chapters as well. When soccer was there, they're looking to kick one off also. Lincoln has one. Mount St. Charles, even though they're not in the new Scholastic League anymore, they're kind of at the forefront of this. They've been invited to Gillette. Christian Gonzalez is their spokesman on the Patriots.
Yes.
And when he has my cleats, he does wear the Kyle's Care cleats. So it's a good partnership with the RIAL and the Kyle Care Foundation. So it's mental health matters at the end of the day. If stuff's going on, just talk to somebody, and you're not alone.
That's a great point. Great cause. Thank you so much for calling in, Marty. Good luck today. A busy day for you. 17 teams from all over New England. Gonna be a busy day for you today as well. So good luck with all of that.
Thanks, guys. Have a good week. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks,
Marty.
Marty.
Bye, Marty.
Thanks, guys.
Marty Crowley, the athletic director from Cumberland High School. Why don't we take a quick break? When we come back, we'll get into the PC. You got some interesting stats for us, and then we'll get into the football. So, and you can join us as well, like Marty just did, in the cheap seats at 401-766-1240 and woonsocketradio.com.
Your certified Buick GMC dealer serving drivers throughout Woonsocket and the surrounding areas is Tasca Buick GMC. At Tasca, you'll find a solid selection of new Buick GMC models, as well as a carefully inspected lineup of pre-owned vehicles. They also have a well-connected finance center run by a qualified team of finance experts who can help you get the right loan or lease in a quick, easy, and transparent manner. Tasca Buick GMC, 55 Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. Visit TascaBuickGMC.com. Tasca Buick GMC. You will be satisfied.
Since 1948, their motto has been to give every customer the very best in quality service as well as attention to detail. And that promise continues today at Michaud's Auto Body, a modern 5-stall facility with the latest in technology. Michaud's Auto Body knows that following an accident, you need reassurance about the entire process, including reports, insurance, rentals, and more. Their promise is to give each person all that they are paying for, and then some. Michaud's Auto Body on Privilege Street, Woonsocket, 769-1983.
The world-class distributor of all things electrical is Electrical Wholesalers. They are a full-service electrical distributor with branches throughout Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. Locally, they're at 113 Clinton Street next to KFC here in Woonsocket, with other locations in Cranston and Franklin, Massachusetts. Electrical Wholesalers provides the highest quality service to electrical contractors as well as residential, commercial, and industrial customers. Electrical Wholesalers is open Monday through Friday, 7 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Visit ew-ne.com. Electrical Wholesalers.
We're local and live at 99.5 FM, ON AM and FM.
And welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. I'm joined by Brendan McGear, award-winning Brendan McGear as of this week. So let's just jump into some PC stuff. You have some interesting stats. But last week at this time, I said it was a must-win against St. John's. They're playing at Madison Square Garden against number 25 St. John's and old friends. Playing for St. Playing and coaching. And PC goes and has probably the most exciting win I've seen. They're down 13-0. They come back and they win. Was it 77-71? I think it was
77-71.
I couldn't watch the UConn game because I was covering a hockey game in Mass. And when I turned on my phone to check the score, they were up 10 late. I think it was 84-74. They lose in overtime. UConn's number 4 in the country. Is that a bad loss? Is that a good loss? Is it?
So let's go.
Where do we stand with this?
So let's go back to like a week ago at this time.
Yes.
I was actually on a train because when I go to Madison Square Garden, I always drive to New Haven and then I take the commuter rail into to Grand Central. Yep. So at this time a week ago, Bart Tovik, who was one of these computer guys for analytics for college basketball, had PC at 0.9 chance to get an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. I just looked it up.
That's 0.9, yes. Just for the non-math people out there.
This isn't Mr. Blutarski or things like that, but that kind of level. So I looked at this up right before we came on the air here today. It's up to 1.4. So it's
they
progress.
almost doubled their chances of getting in with the automatic bid.
And imagine what it would have been if you actually held on to an 11-point lead with 3 minutes to go the other day against UConn and up 5 with a minute to go.
Were you at that game?
I was at the game.
Was the amp electric? It
was electric. I think it was kind of like it needed to warm up a little bit. Okay. I think because they got off to a good start and all of a sudden at the end Ryan Mila made a great play behind the back and everything going up. It was almost like a little French pastry, Larry Bird-esque, and Dan Hurley, the UConn head coach, actually singled it out after the game. He basically said, it felt like that bleep was over. but UConn, one thing about PC this year, and it goes back, their pace of play, it's one of the best in the country. Actually, they're ranked 21st in the country in adjusted tempo. on the flip side, they rank 134th in adjusted defense. So they're going to score and also keep you in the game as well, which means that, if you're UConn, you're thinking, we might be down 11, but it doesn't feel like it's not a Tony Bennett defense where it's just a grind it out where it's going to be very tough for us to score. And, PC also, too, they rank 338th in the country in 3-point defense. What did UConn do at the end there? Mullins able to hit a 3 there to kind of bring it to 2, and then you get a tip in there at the end to force overtime.
So with their games, all right, two questions. The first one, you got 3 games this week. Starts with Xavier today at 4 o'clock, Villanova Tuesday at home, Creighton Friday at home. All 3 must-wins?
Absolutely must-win. Everything's a must-win at this point for the Friday. It's really kind of been must-win mode since... I really want to go back to their second game of the year against Virginia Tech. It was
the overtime loss.
There was an overtime loss,
double
too.
overtime, I think.
And it was very similar to UConn in the sense, Kevin, that the PC was up late, just need to get a defensive stop and a defensive rebound. They got the stop, but did not get the defensive rebound, and Virginia Tech scores on a putback to force overtime, and then we know what happens.
Well, and PC sitting at 8-7. I think Kim English had a quote, if we did this against this team, if we did this against this team, and if we did this against this team, we would be 12-3 right now. But they didn't. And
he did. Yeah, he said that after the St. John's game, actually. It's like it's like revisionist history a little bit. It's saying, like, okay, you can't change the past.
Right. I think I know his point is, we're not
close.
We're close. Yeah, so at that point, they were 8-6. Okay, I get it, but it's still a loss. It's the Patriots almost beat the Bills at home, a couple of weeks ago, but they played the second half. If they didn't play the second half, they would have won. Well, you played the second half, so you lost. So part 2 of the question is Kim English on a short leash.
So, obviously we go back and forth on it a little bit, and there's also a financial component you have to think of as well, because I believe he's still owed 3 years on his deal.
Yeah.
And for PC to kind of maybe buy him out, so to speak, and bring in a new coach and pay him maybe similar money. And also, too, there's the NIL component as well,
right?
Where, colleges are now kind of responsible as opposed to the old revenue sharing, the old collective model that was kind of changed everything like that. We're talking major commitment in that front, where I think, Kim English probably got himself off the quote-unquote hot seat after winning at St. John's.
Yeah.
He really would have maybe doused all that if you won against UConn.
I agree 100%. They take those 2, you're fine for the rest of the year.
And you're back to even footing in the Big East. People, they lost 2 tough games before Christmas. Again, 2 winnable games at Butler and losing at home to Seton Hall.
Right.
And then you could have all of a sudden, against the 2 top teams in the Big East, at least that was the preseason projections with St. John's and UConn. You win those 2 games, you're kind of like even footing going into, I'm not going to say it's a winnable game today against Xavier because, that's a difficult place to play.
Right.
But Xavier, they've been struggling this year. They're kind of on the lower end of that Big East spectrum right now.
So, so do not play to the level of Xavier's competition. Go out, set the pace, and take it to it. And, do you like their chances against Villanova and Creighton?
Well, they're home. And you always like to think they have a very good chance at home, but no, those are 2 teams ahead of the PC right now in the Big East standings, ahead of them in the metric department as well. So, right now, everything's a must-win for this PC team, and the margin for error. And we talked about Bart Torvik, it just it might have improved a little bit their automatic bid, but it's not even close to being like saying, outside of winning the Big East tournament, what does this team have to do to kind of feel good about Selection Sunday?
And it used to be 20 wins would get you in. I don't think that's the case anymore, and even 22 gets you to 22-10.
But it has to be the right. It has to be the right combination.
Exactly. So I think if factor in assuming they don't win the Big East tournament, so factor in a Big East loss, that brings you to 8 losses. That really only gives you wiggle room. Here we are on January 10th for 1 or 2 more losses on the year if you want to make the tournament, and that would be as an at-large bid. And if those wins aren't against the right teams, I mean, what's their best win right now? St. John's and Penn State.
Penn State is like floundering. And I think
now we need Penn State to win.
Yes.
to make PC's win against them better.
So we'll just call this up right now where Penn State is. Penn State is 110 in the Ken Pomeroy rankings right now, which really does not help you.
That does not help. So now you need Penn State to go on a winning streak just to make that a better win for
the URI
Providence.
win was a good win at one point because they were ahead of you in the net.
Right.
But we talked about our college segment. They've gone backwards now, and that really doesn't help you.
So PC set all these teams off on their losing ways.
Maybe indirectly, but the St. John's win is your best win right now,
right?
And you need to need more of those.
And even St. John's was number 25 in the country. They were ranked in the top 10 at the beginning of the year.
They were number 5 in the country,
right? And now I think they're probably out of the top 25 now with that loss to Providence. And I'm not sure how else they did this week. But
they won at Butler this week, and
good. Now we need St. John's to win to make the Providence win better.
they're actually at Creighton today, which is not an easy place to play. That actually Ken Pom has that as a 1-point game right now. St. John's is favored, so that's one of those 50. Yeah. That's a 50-50 game, toss up.
So PC with a tough road ahead for sure. The hockey team, as we mentioned, also with a tough road ahead, and they gotta stop splitting all these games. PC hockey 8-6-2 off the top of my head. Oh, the basketball team and the hockey team had the same record.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't realize that till just now. A hockey team without that goalie will be relying on freshman goalie Jack Parsons. But as Lehman said, it's like, hey, he's here for a reason. Yes, Svedback's our guy, but you bring in a freshman, you don't bring in a freshman goalie to just ride the pine and not use him for the next few years. So if you get a chance to get down to Schneider, do you ever get over there?
I haven't been over to Schneider the last couple of years. I remember when Jaden Struble was there a couple of years ago at Northeastern. Yeah. I actually caught up with him right before Christmas.
Cumberland players now with the
Montreal
Canadiens. Yes.
So it was because they came in here right before the Christmas break, and ended was a very disappointing homestand for the Bruins at that point.
Yes.
That's a very interesting team as well. They have a big game today against the Rangers.
1:00 today. Really quick before we take our next break and come back to football. Hampus Lindholm out.
Yeah, that's
indefinitely with lower body.
Well, as you know, as being a hockey fan, it's very vague in terms of how they define hockey injuries. Upper body, lower body.
Yeah, well, duh. But any idea what happened to him?
I'm trying to go because it reminded me of when Pasternak was out for a few games. I think we saw. I think it was a game against right before Thanksgiving against the Islanders. He got hurt. He kind of limped off the ice a little bit. I wonder if I have to go back to whatever the game on the road trip it was that he just he took a shot and that was it.
Is he a little fragile?
It's a fair question.
Yeah,
it's a fair question at this point.
It's just happening too much. Okay, let's take our final break a little bit early, but I want to get into all things football without being interrupted. So when we come back, we're going to get into the NFL playoffs. We're going to get into the Patriots. If we have time, we'll get into 8 coaches fired this football season. I'm not quite sure what took Miami so long, why they had to do their own bandwagon a couple days later than everybody else. But if you have any thoughts on the upcoming playoffs today, tomorrow, Monday, and the Patriots specifically, give us a call, 401-766-1240, and you can join us in the Chief Seats on WOON, OneSocketRadio.com.
Your certified Buick GMC dealer serving drivers throughout Woonsocket and the surrounding areas is Tasca Buick GMC. At Tasca, you'll find a solid selection of new Buick GMC models, as well as a carefully inspected lineup of pre-owned vehicles. They also have a well-connected finance center run by a qualified team of finance experts who can help you get the right loan or lease in a quick, easy, and transparent manner. Tasca Buick GMC, 55 Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. Visit TascaBuickGMC.com. Tasca Buick GMC. You will be satisfied.
If you want your yard to be the envy of the neighborhood, then you need to contact Rosato & Sons of Westboro. They've been turning outdoor visions into reality across Massachusetts for more than 37 years. From custom patios, walkways, and outdoor kitchens to low-maintenance water features and landscape lighting. Looking for routine lawn maintenance, irrigation, or seasonal color? Rosato & Sons has you covered. They are a full-service landscaping firm doing it all in-house for unmatched quality and reliability. When you're ready to elevate your outdoor living, visit rosatoandsons.com to request your free estimate. Rosato & Sons of Westboro, where beautiful landscapes aren't an expense, they're an investment. Bringing over 3 decades of experience to every home improvement project, Moran Corporation, formerly A.J. Moran, combined traditional craftsmanship with modern techniques to deliver results that stand the test of time. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 5. Moran Corporation has seasoned firewood for just $165 for half a cord and $300 for a full cord of wood. And what better place to put that firewood than a new fireplace made out of veneer stone with granite mantles. Contact Jack Moran at 781-267-8920 for information about these fireplaces, firewood, and other home improvement ideas, or visit their new website at morancorporation.com. As always, Moran Corporation continues transforming your property with expert hardscaping.
If you're celebrating a major event, regardless of the reason, Michael's Meats of Cumberland can elevate your next meal from ordinary to extraordinary with meats so good your guests will ask you where you got them. Tell them, Michael's Meats. Michael's Meats is in the Walgreens parking lot on Mendon Road in Cumberland, just north of the Ciabro Plaza. They're open Monday through Saturday at 9 a.m., making your next meal truly special. Here's this week's specials at Michael's Meats.
And this week, Michael's has fresh, grade A, trimmed, boneless, skinless chicken thighs for just $1.99 a pound at Michael's Meats. And welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. I'm Kevin Callahan, joined by Brendan McGear. And Brendan, we got some time. We got to get into it. New England Patriots tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. What do you think? Your thoughts?
So, you think about this game, and I think about how the Chargers play defense, and it's almost like they invite the run game a little bit, the way that they set up. They're not going to be burned by the big play down the field. And what does that mean? I think this maybe plays into the Patriots a little bit, because one thing they've done well recently is run the football, whether it's Trayvon Henderson or Ramondre Stevenson, who
player of the week, right?
Player of the week, who probably a lot of people wanted to get rid of back in September when he had his fumble issues.
All the talking heads to our north up 95 wanted him benched and maybe off the team, and Vrabel stuck with Ramondre Henderson is paying off.
Ramondre is, he's definitely come on, and he was actually part of this Patriots team the last time they were in the playoffs.
That's right.
When they went up to Buffalo and they got absolutely trucked up there. Exactly. But I just think it's the way this Chargers defense they play, it's almost like they invite the run game.
Right.
And can the Patriots, are they going to be more of a ball control? And will Drake May not exactly have to take shots down the field? Is it going to be, captain check down, so to speak?
Well, and one of the things I liked about the Pats at the beginning of the year, I didn't see this emerging, and now he has so many different options. Yes, the Chargers have that great safety, but they can throw to Ramondre. Obviously, you can throw. You
have Hunter Henry.
You can go to Austin Hooper for a few. Trayvon's been running the ball great, not much of a
pass
catcher. But then you got Booty and you got Diggs. It's too bad Matt Collins is on IR. I really was growing to like his game.
But you like it because he's a big physical receiver, especially guys who go in the middle, fearless.
Exactly. So they have so many. Drake May has so many different options to throw. Then you factor in the running game. I just all of a sudden they have depth where I didn't see that depth back in September. I don't think anybody did.
I think a lot of people going back to training camp were hoping that it was going to be Henderson and Stevenson emerging as that 1-2 punch,
right,
so to speak. And it looked like, but Henderson was not the type of player you can roll out there for maybe more than 15 carries a game because just too small.
Yes,
you were hoping that like Ramondre was going to be that hammer and Trayvon was going to be that lightning.
Barry Sanders player. Yeah,
and I think they finally found that right balance between the two of them, and that's a good sign given how, like we said, how the Chargers play.
Well, and you brought up Ramondre with the fumbling issues earlier as well, but one of the things that I think goes undetected is his blocking ability back there as well, setting up hole. He's a smart player. He needs it, and then 150 total yards I think he had last week. So he's a tremendous offensive player, weapon, and great blocking, which helps in the backfield, help block from Drake May as well.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots kind of go with those jumbo packages where maybe there's an extra offensive line or a third tight end out there as well.
Yeah, it's and right now I just pulled it up. Do you know anything? Is Harold Landry with the knee? I know he's listed as questionable. Kayshon Boutte, hamstring, they're listed as questionable. Have you heard anything? Do you expect them to play?
So let's see. Let's go to.
Tonga's out.
Yes, Tonga is out. I think that was the only player that Vrabel officially ruled out. So he actually said Tonga will be out. Keishon Boutte, Harold Landry, Mumford will all be questionable.
All questionable. So hopefully, but I think they all practiced.
They all practiced
in a limited role. So it's the playoffs. You got to figure that if they can go and practice it, they can go.
In some capacity, I think they could go there. But
and Landry 8.5 sacks this year. Would really like to put some pressure.
Yeah, and it was good to get Milton Williams back out there last week.
Absolutely, exactly. So, all right. So let's run through some of the games. Let's get your predictions. Let's go in order. First game today, you got the number 5 Rams at Carolina today. It's on Fox. I'll give the network because who knows where these games will be.
Well, I believe it's 4 different networks these games are on this weekend.
2, 3, 4 different networks. Yeah.
Which is great to wear out your TV remote, but
yeah,
I think
exactly.
this has to be a Rams, clean sweep. I mean, once again, somebody's going to win that division, the NFC South. Sub 500 team. Even though I believe Tampa won last week against Carolina, and they still had a shot.
Yep.
To win, but the Falcons being the Saints the next day, that still allowed Carolina to slip in through the back door, but. It is a home game for Carolina. The Rams do have to travel across the country.
In theory, it shouldn't be bad weather, at least temperature-wise. I haven't seen any weather reports down in Carolina, but it's not going to be in the 30s. So you like the Rams?
I like the Rams in this one. Green Bay, Chicago.
Hold on, I'm gonna agree with you on the Rams. We'll write down our predictions. Okay. So tonight on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
We got the number big rivalry game.
By the way, imagine if the Patriots are on Amazon Prime tonight.
Oh my God! Well, locally they would still be on local TV. Though,
not Rhode Island.
Not Rhode Island local, which I don't get. Foxborough's closer to Providence and Boston, but not local Rhode Island TV. No. Only Boston TV, Channel 5. So yeah, you're right. They were on Amazon Prime.
The old Fire Sticks would have been tonight.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, there'd be a rush on them at Best Buy. But all right, I read this. All right, Green Bay, Chicago, the oldest rivalry in the NFL. Only the 3rd time they're facing each other in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they basically had 2 down to the wire games.
Yeah.
The first few times. We know what Caleb Williams did a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Kind of rescuing Green Bay. Actually, I believe it was an onside kick that Chicago recovered that enabled them to.
I think you're right.
Extend that game.
Yes.
So I got to go with the Bears in this one.
I wrote down the Bears as well. Okay. So all right.
Actually, there's a point that I want to make after this when we're done, but let's continue running through the games.
Selfishly, my son and his friend was a huge Green Bay fan, and my son obviously a Packer fan. At the beginning of the year, placed a $2 bet, each dollar down on each team to make the Super Bowl to face each other.
Okay.
It would pay like $650 if it wins. So you got a chance.
You got a shot.
18 teams don't have a chance, so you're down to 14 teams, so they got a shot. So that would be pretty cool. All right, number 6 Buffalo at number 3 Jacksonville. Old friend Josh Lima coaching for the Jaguars. Sunday, 1:00 on CBS.
Yeah, LaSalle Liam Cohen down there as well, and one thing that's kind of been noticeable about this playoff schedule here, Kevin, there's no Mahomes, there's no Joe Burrow, and there's no Lamar Jackson. You think about the star power that is out of this playoffs.
It's crazy.
Josh Allen is the undisputed king of the quarterbacks right now, with all due respect to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
But that's guys who are in their prime right now, he's got the whole... he's got the castle to himself right now.
Yes, he does.
I like to think Buffalo has a good shot to go win down there. It's not, once again, they're probably thinking, man, we have a good chance because, you know what, we don't have to go maybe play in the freezing cold there.
Right. So you're taking Buffalo?
I'm taking Buffalo.
I'm going to take Jacksonville, but I'm betting with my heart on this one. I want Josh Allen out. It's kind of for all the reasons that you just mentioned. I kind of want. We haven't gotten to our Pats prediction yet, but I think you know where I'm going with it. All right, so the next game on Fox, San Francisco, number 6, at number 3, Philadelphia, 4:30 tomorrow afternoon on Fox.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the home team on there. Once again, a team that's going to travel across the country. Of all the teams that probably have to deal with weather elements, you have to. I don't know what the forecast in Philly will look like. I can't imagine. Maybe around here,
6 degrees 30s. Warmer than here. Yeah.
But that's definitely an element to play with.
Right.
And San Fran, they had a chance to kind of wrap up the number 1 seed and not have to play this week, and all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, we got to kind of shift gears a little bit and fly across the country.
So that was such a crazy scenario. playing for the number 1 seed and the bye, or go on the road and travel across the country.
and it's a tough pill to swallow, but
it's got to be.
That's the hand you're dealt.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's just keep going in order then. The Chargers. That game's on NBC/Peacock tomorrow night. The Chargers against the Patriots.
I think the Patriots get it done, and this game, you go back to 2002. Tom Brady is a second-year quarterback. He's facing a West Coast team in a primetime game. Now, the difference is there was a big snowstorm that night at Foxborough Stadium, the last night that they actually had a game there.
Yep.
And we know what happened. So I think it could be a little similar thing where you have a West Coast team coming in.
Yes.
And
in a warm environment. I was going to call them San Diego, but the Chargers come from a warm part of California. LA, yep.
But I think Drake May, kind of similar to Tom Brady, gets it done in his playoff debut.
Any problems with Herbert in his hand?
It'll be interesting to see how he grips the ball
a
little bit, and do the Patriots kind of take a swing at that, so to speak. Not trying to be unsportsmanlike, but part of the game.
Oh no, it's out there. It's fair game. I mean, the ball, the hand that holds the ball, you're going for it, and if you happen to give an extra shot, it happens. So I as well am going with the Patriots. It would be really cool to see the Patriots host Josh Lima and the Jacksonville and Liam Cohen and the Jacksonville Jaguars next week.
We should say that the Patriots will know their opponent at least by the time that Buffalo Jacksonville game is wrapped up.
No, you're right. That's a good point. So okay, and then the last game, which is on ESPN/ABC Monday night. Number 5, Houston, at number 4, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh securing the home field with the win over the Ravens last week on a wide right.
Thanks to a bad kick.
Yeah,
I got
almost 2 bad kicks because of the missed extra point by Pittsburgh. But Houston at Pittsburgh and Aaron Rodgers.
I got to go with Houston on this one. I think C.J. Stroud. I think their defense is playing at a very elite level right now, and I just think Pittsburgh, they had to expand a lot of energy to get to this point where, like we said, that Baltimore game was definitely the definition of a rock fight.
Yes.
It's one, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know how much he has left in the tank at this point. He was able to kind of grind it out there at the end. There was a great throw there to get Pittsburgh in this position.
He's had some good fourth quarters, but his first 3 quarters have just been average, mediocre at best. Yeah.
So I think Houston, they are in position to, go on the road and get this one, which means if they do, and if Buffalo wins, that means you get the Texans coming to New England if the Patriots win against the Chargers.
Right. So, all right. So I'm also thinking Houston. So our only big difference is I did take Jacksonville. You took Buffalo, but I might be betting more with my heart than my mind there, or hoping.
So in the big picture, the quarterbacks for the number 1 seeds, Sam Darnold for Seattle, Bo Nix. Not exactly Manning and Brady.
No, or Mahomes.
But, I mean, Sam Darnold was, I go back to that Monday Night Football game when he was with the Jets, and I think he was basically, he said he saw ghosts.
That was right. That was.
And credit to him for kind of like, getting his career to the point where, there is a path for the Patriots to get there.
Yeah,
to Super Bowl.
It's so weird. I remember, a long time ago, when San Francisco, when they entered the playoffs, you just knew that they were going to win the Super Bowl, and they did. And they beat the Chargers 55-10 or Dallas. My gosh, this is so wide open. And kudos to the NFL. I mean, for having it this wide open. I mean, when you're 14-3 and you're not a shoo-in for the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl like the Patriots or even the Broncos are, that's crazy.
Like Kevin, you look at it like Green Bay, Chicago, San Francisco, Philly. Those 4, you could make a case for one of those 4 teams to win the Super Bowl right now, and 2 of them are going to be gone this weekend.
Exactly, absolutely, and and even during the regular year, I was keep Kansas City down and out. Keep them out. I don't want to see them in the playoffs. If they sneak into the last seed, I probably would have been picking Kansas City to win.
And that's why I think the Patriots have a path, because there's no major QB other than Josh Allen, who has to go on the road tomorrow. There's no real QB that it's going to really frighten you, at least in the AFC.
Yeah, I mean, Drake May might be emerging as that guy. We'll see how he looks, tomorrow night. But boy, how do you not like what you see out of Drake May? I mean, just as the year has gone on, just the eyeball test. Never mind all the statistics. Really quick, then, who wins the MVP? Saturday night.
I guess we got to go from we got to go with what Mr. Brady said about the LA quarterback. Just I guess does age really matter? And also, too, does the schedule come into play here? Like they said, the Rams had one of the tougher schedules than the Patriots.
Yeah, I'll go on my rants about the schedule because that
you play the hand you're dealt.
Exactly. I mean, you've got next year's schedule out. You got the year after schedule.
I think you're gonna go Stafford.
But I believe in Stafford. Well, however, one more stat for Drake May in the 6 common opponents. Stafford is 4-2 against those opponents. Drake May is 6-0. Against the 6 common opponents that Stafford and May have played against. That's interesting. However, I think Stafford has 45 touchdowns and 7 picks. And Drake May, I forget what Drake May's number. They're great. They're just not. They're not that good.
That elite level.
Yeah, exactly.
And Stafford's age will obviously probably play a factor as well as saying, he's kind of turned back the hands of time a little bit. But he's also playing in a warmer climate.
Right.
He has better receivers in theory than the Patriots, but also too you got to say that he did face a tougher schedule, at least on paper.
I like to play that game that if the Pats had lost to the Tampa Bays and Atlantas of the world, like that whole division that went 8-9, if they had, that whole division would be 9-8. Would the Pats have then had a harder schedule?
Yeah, exactly.
So you see how you can word it? Like Patriots have beat all these teams that finished under 500. Well, they would have lost to all these teams that finished over 500 had they lost to them. But they beat them, and that's what kept them under 500.
But like you said, you can only play the hand that you're dealt. And the Patriots, they took care of business against the teams, and they were 1 half away from maybe being off this weekend.
Yeah, you're right. I was at that game against Buffalo. They have 8 plays in the second half. Okay, really good. I know you wanted to bring it up.
Yes.
And we're up against the clock. Red Sox Hall of Fame announcements, and you got your thoughts on the 3 announcements?
They're having their winter weekend up at Fenway here today. They had just announced their Hall of Fame class for 2026. Johnny Damon, John Lester, and Mike Timlin.
Are these just nominations, or are these guys?
No, these guys are being inducted.
Oh, they're being inducted.
They're being inducted.
Oh, then I really disagree.
This isn't like the
Mike.
Patriots where you have like that fan vote a little bit, and that this is inducted.
Oh, because I'm okay with Damon and I'm okay with Lester. I think we were talking about that off the air.
Mike Timlin. I know
he
won
good
2 World
guy,
Series.
A solid middle reliever. I think he got a spot start here and there. I like him. I never was like, oh no, Timlin's in the game. I was happy when he was in the game, but I never was like, all right. Like when the way Chapman emerged last year, like, all right, here comes Chapman. Well, here comes Mike Timlin. I'm like,
well, I do have to say, Mike Timlin is a former Paw Sox because he did do a couple of rehab assignments down at McCoy Stadium. So, and John Lester, obviously
a Paw Sox.
Obviously a Paw Sox. So, but Timlin's a kind of a stretch to say the very least.
So, good guy. I think he's popular with the fans, and that might be and he had decent numbers. You were looking him up. It's not. I don't know. I just think of Hall of Fame, not Hall of. Good. So, all right. So that about wraps things up here in the Chief Seats with Pat and Kevin. Brendan McGee, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me in.
This week. Great to break down some PC stuff, and obviously football. I got your predictions written down.
Yep.
It's in ink.
Oh yeah, it's in ink. You got ironclad right now.
Exactly. Can't budge off of that. So and thank you to you for tuning in, however you tuned in, either by YouTube or on the radio traditionally or streaming. Join us next week in the Chief Seats, where I'm sure there'll be a lot more playoff football talk, plus much, much more here on WOON 99.5 FM, 1240 AM, and WoodSocketRadio.com. Have a great weekend, and go Pats.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit